Okay, Erica, you're next anyway, so let's carry on. How can you best deal with an overly ambitious employee who keeps trying to steal everyone's limelight? Anytime a member of the design team is recognized for their work, this guy tries to either one-up them by inserting himself into their work or by making snide comments. It's hard to broach the problem with the studio owner without sounding petty.
Am I here?
You are.
Yeah, Nikki.
Sorry, I'll let you answer the question.
Well, I think that if you're noticing these behaviours, my guess is that other people are, and it sounds like some of these behaviours are really starting to impact that sense of psychological safety, which is where people feel that they can share ideas, they can take a few risks around people, they can talk about things that they're not sure of as well. So if you've got someone like this in your team, it's actually going to be really harming the team's ability to produce good work, to innovate, to try new things as well. So I think my advice here depends on your role to this person. So if you're their manager, I would definitely point it out. This is an area of professional development for them. It's going to be really hard for this person to develop good relationships throughout their career if they're engaging in these kind of behaviours. And they might not be aware. It might be coming from overconfidence or it might be coming from underconfidence. But I think, this is something I'd call out as a manager for that person. If they're a peer, it really depends on whether you feel comfortable raising it. It doesn't sound like this is a person who might necessarily be open to receiving some of this feedback if this is how they're behaving in the group. But I actually challenge the idea that the studio owner would find this really petty if there's a behaviour that's making whole teams uncomfortable. I know I would want to know about it quickly because then I can do something about it with that person one-on-one. I'd rather be picking up those things and acting on them quickly than having whole teams leave because they're really unhappy with the environment they're in. So I think there's a few things you can do to make that conversation more productive, whether it's, whoever it's with. But I think really focusing on examples of behaviour. So make it really tangible and then talking about the impact that those behaviours had. So don't make it about that person. Make it really objective about what they're doing and then what the consequences of those are. So, Nikki, good to have you back.
Hi, sorry. Yeah, I think these people suck and they drain you and they are always in creative work environments. I think that was amazing advice, Erica. I think the only other thing would be is how do you and your team, who obviously talk about this, assist each other? So in a women's equality point of view, this is known as gender deafness, often where women talk in meetings and men don't hear them, and how women get around that, or in this situation broadly now, is that they have assists. So if Erica said something and Andy didn't hear her or just didn't listen or didn't get the credit she deserved, I would step in and say, Erica, that's a great comment from you. So it's actually kind of a united front against this person where you support each other to prop each other up and get the right credit, because as you said, it's really hard to be like, no, I did that, because it feels really petty. So I would try to help assisting each other in a way to make sure that your voices are heard equally, on top of the probably better advice that Erica had.
No, that's excellent. I think I was
that
going
was
to say
great,
like
Nikki.
that. Yeah, that when it's an individual, like it is easy to talk about this with others. And also, we have things in businesses now like Slack or Teams or whatever, and you can guarantee that there'll be groups of people talking about that person in private channels on those. And so, yeah, bringing it out and supporting each other and then raising it with the studio owner, like you said, Erica, like, they won't think it's petty if it's destroying their culture, and then people start leaving. So yeah, amazing. Awesome advice.